Hey loves, it's Britt, and in this video I'm talking about what it means to have the moon trine or sextile to Neptune in Synastry, so in the relationship chart comparison between the two people's charts. So this is a very favorable aspect. There's not much wrong with this aspect. It's generally going to create a feeling of both people being very open to each other, very receptive, even telepathically connected to each other. Although it's not as strong as the conjunction or actually the hard aspects, it's less confusing and more stable of an aspect. I mean, you can't really call any Neptune aspect stable, but it doesn't tend to create some of the vague fears or uncertainty that we can see with the conjunction or the square or the opposition or the inconjunct. So the sextile and trine create a really nice, cozy environment for the two people. The moon person can feel very emotionally safe and like they can really share their heart, their dreams, and there's something incredibly soothing about the Neptune person. And the Neptune person feels like the moon person is someone that they can extend all of their unconditional love and compassion and forgiveness, and there's not much that they see wrong with the moon person. Now that could change if there's other difficult aspects in the synastry where there's more criticism coming from the Neptune person, but usually this is one of the main effects of this aspect, is that there is a lack of criticism and just a lot of compassionate energy and forgiveness and givingness from the Neptune person. The Neptune person really can love the moon person and feel like they're just so sweet and cute and they need to be like built up to their best self. And the moon person, feeling that the Neptune person feels very open to sharing with the Neptune person what is really in their heart, their deepest feelings. This is a really good aspect for inner child healing. The moon person specifically is really in a good spot to like allow any of these inner child fears or unconscious moon patterns that they have, that we all have. They really have a safe space in the Neptune person. This would be an excellent aspect to have in the charts of like healer and client or therapist and client or something like that, because there's just such an openness to share, right? Like when you feel really comfortable sharing with someone. The only negative thing would be perhaps like this is similarly to all moon Neptune aspects, there can still be some delusion. This aspect, even though it's the easy aspect, it still can create a fog or that telepathy that you just can't break. Like it could turn into, if we've got some other Pluto stuff going on, it could become obsessive because it just can potentially be really addicting. Neptune synastry, even the trines and sextiles can really get people in their rose-colored glasses, right? So that would be just like the one danger of this aspect, is it is still Neptune. We still might not be seeing the other person clearly. Like maybe we've got Sun and Venus are square Neptune and Moon is trine Neptune or something, and then that's a lot of Neptune, right? And that could be potentially, we could be maybe not seeing the red flags of the other person, right? And they're both kind of doing this, so that's not isolated to one person really. But usually this one isn't going to manifest too negatively. This is one of these like saving grace aspects. Like I should make a list of like aspects that are just so wholly good that like you stick them in some nasty synastry and you can come out okay, because we're gonna feel with this aspect that this was beneficial. Like that's something interesting about Neptune trines. I was actually thinking about doing my next videos on Venus trine Neptune and synastry and Venus square Neptune and synastry, and I feel like the main big difference in that is that, like, the Neptune person, or sorry, not the Neptune person, the Venus person in the trine comes out feeling like no matter what's happened, they've gained something from the Neptune person's presence, where in the square, they can feel like they've lost something from the delusion, right, or from the illusion of the person. But there's other differences. Those will be separate videos. But yeah, that's something with the moon trine to Neptune or sextile to Neptune. They're very similar. Like the trine is just more inborn, so that like it might even be less noticeable because there's just such a natural affinity between the two planets. And then the sextile is a little bit more active and noticeable, and potentially actually even more romantic, just because we feel it more because we're a bit different, but we're also very similar, that it's soothing. But yeah, they it can really feel like, even if this relationship doesn't go to plan, or like someone gets hurt, it's like we still forgive each other. We still feel like, that moon person, they're not all bad, even though they broke my heart, whatever, like it's all a part of life, rather than like when it's the square, we're like, that just wrecked me and I'm so offended and hurt. So anyways, that's something about this aspect, is like there's just a lot of forgiveness, and like even if it doesn't go to plan, you're not holding too many hurt feelings about it, because there just was a lot of benefit. The moon in our natal chart can really show like what we need to be emotionally fulfilled, and the Neptune person's presence can be really soothing, like I've said, on the moon person, and it can really help the moon person achieve a sense of like stability in themselves. And it's hard to hate someone when you have this aspect, because they just really feel healing towards you. And the Neptune person can be really inspired by the moon person. They both can be inspired by each other. It's a very spiritual, creative aspect. It would be great for doing some type of creative work together. They really can feel what's going on in each other. The Neptune person can feel the moon person, and the moon person can feel the Neptune person's dreams and wishes and hopes. And they definitely can like have that sort of connection where they're in each other's dreams. They just thought of the person and then they get the phone call from them or something, like those kind of telepathic things. This is definitely a very telepathic link, and it's a soulmate aspect. I would consider this aspect an aspect of good karma. In a past life, you have good karma with this person. You maybe have other difficult aspects in the synastry, but as far as emotional connections go and feeling like you found someone who helps you connect with your dreams and your spiritual self and your emotional self, this is like a good karma there. So I definitely think it's a beautiful aspect to have. There's really not too much wrong with it, and whatever there is, I've already said it. It's just the classical Neptune themes, but overall, if you have this aspect in your synastry, I would consider yourself very lucky, because you can have a true friend and, someone who loves you, warts and all. And, you both see each other in a really high light, in a really beautiful light, in a really spiritual light. It's like trines to Neptune can almost make you see the other person as godly, maybe when they don't see themselves like that. So it can really actually be enhancing to your inner feelings about yourself, to have this aspect, to have someone see you in such a divine light. And maybe they're seeing things that aren't there, but maybe they're seeing things that will help them become there in you, because how other people look at us, and when people see us in a really good light, it can help us to be more of that. So this is a really nice aspect. I'd love to know your experience of this aspect in synastry. Have you had it? Was it like this? Was it not like this? And thanks for the request, you guys. Keep the requests coming, and we'll talk soon. Thanks for watching. Bye.